Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's our live free sports picks for games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, with us is Chris Ruffolo. It's Wednesdays with Mitch, Ninos. Got Wayne Scott, Big Al McMordie, Zawacky, and Jay Briggs. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. Dana Lane will sign in bottom of the hour. Ruffolo, Mitch, McMordie, Scott, Ninos, Zawacky, Lane, Briggs, and I will close this one out. It is a full boat today here on the drive-thru. 10 NBA. We got some hockey on the eve of the start of the Major League Baseball season. Let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Chris Ruffolo. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Catch him in the morning shows, 10 a.m. Eastern Time here on the Pick Dogs channel. Also his Puck Dogs video series with Zawacky. Getting out those NHL video picks here on the channel. So let's bring in Chris right now. Ready to roll with Chris Ruffolo. Chris, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. You mentioned it perfectly. We're on the eve of the MLB season, and the preparation all comes to a head. And finally getting ready to start I should say I keep rolling on with the MLB videos. Got a couple of them in the bag already, so ready for MLB tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of questions. Well, we'll see if they get some answers here with all these changes. It's going to be a radical start to the season to see how we roll. I don't know. They're going to try to shorten the game because they're probably, if they score more runs, they're going to make it up anyway with the run scoring, right?
That's how we'll justify it. We'll just say that we'll agree for it right now, and then we'll see how it goes in a couple days. That'll be our excuse for now, though.
Yeah, that'll be an excuse for now. But anyway, tonight, 10 Eastern Time, we go to the NBA here. Trailblazers here, role players and G Leaguers here against the Kings. So the Kings road favorites here, 4 total 235.
Yeah, I really like a player prop in this matchup, and you've heard me mention it on the morning show a couple times. I'm going to give it to you guys here. I love Domantas Sabonis to have a triple-double, plus 330. The Portland Trailblazers lead the NBA in assists allowed to centers this season. Part of that has to do with playing a few games against guys like Nikola Jokic. But in the last meeting that we saw the Kings and Blazers go head-to-head, Sabonis had a triple-double. He had 18 points, 17 boards, 10 assists. I think he could do some of the same here. He's got 12 triple-doubles this season, 61 double-doubles. I think this is a great spot for Sabonis. I don't expect there to be much of an opposition inside for the Portland Trailblazers. Tony, like you said, pretty much G Leaguers and role players for the Blazers tonight. I expect Sabonis to feast. I think he could be in line for a 20-20 game, maybe as well as a triple-double with that as well. So I love Domantas Sabonis triple-double at plus 330.
All right, we got Chris here on record. Domantas Sabonis, triple-double here, plus 330 in this one. Sabonis, a young player, really, really good active player on the board. It gets really not a big front line here for Portland with Nurkic in line. He's been out of lineup a lot. We're going to see Drew Eubanks, who gets a lot of fouls, but not a whole lot of depth behind him, and it does seem to perfectly set up for a big game out of Sabonis.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, Sabonis has been having great games pretty much all season long. I mean, he's been tearing it up, 19.2 points per game, 12.5 rebounds, 7.2 assists. Like I said, he's been close to triple doubles, I think, in each of his last 10 games if he hasn't gotten them. So, I'm expecting Eubanks and any other big that gets thrown at Sabonis tonight to get torched. All
right, we got Chris here on Domantas Sabonis triple double plus 330. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern Time. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we got, as we said, a 10-game card here from the NBA, as well as action here on the ice. We're showing great results here in NHL. 1,138 units of profit. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I had a rough day on the ice yesterday, but looking to bounce back today. Got my $15 NHL power play. Also got that as part of a 3-pack with a couple of NBA plays on the board. And got my MLB and NHL season passes up there as well, reduced. So make sure you go check it out at Pick Dogs Premium.
There you go, guys. Get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results. Get on board with long-term passes. 7-day passes, great way to go. Covers the rest of March Madness, NIT Finals, 7 days of baseball, NHL, NBA. Get on board with Chris. Use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. All right, Chris, as always, great having you show. To the success, we'll catch up with you again next week. But no, a lot going on. We get, the videos, the series that you do with Ryan with the Puck Dogs. Also, you also contribute to the everyday videos. You'll have baseball up there. I know, mix of sports, baseball, NBA, NHL. Going to be a little bit more now with the baseball with that 15-game card.
Yeah, you know what, Tony, I told you, I'm here for it. Got used to it. It's not the 20 video game cards anymore that we had with college hoops. I'm okay with a little bit of baseball and some hockey mixed in as well. So, love what I'm doing at Pick Dogs, and yeah, we'll have those videos up very, very shortly.
Very shortly indeed. All right, Chris, have yourself a great evening. Chris Ruffolo here on the drive-through. Let's continue on here with the show. It's Wednesdays. It's time for Mitch. Let's bring Mitch in right now. You catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Catch his morning show. Also, his video series, 7 Picks in 5 Minutes. Been doing great work there. Mitch, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Just getting ready for Major League Baseball. Kind of working on a bunch of different things that we have going on Pick Dogs behind the scenes. Most of these I've signed a NDA, so I can't talk about.
Oh, you can't really talk about it. You can talk about it, but you really can't talk about it, right?
It's like I can talk about that. I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Right.
That's about it, I believe.
All right. Something you can talk about here is this game again here between Portland. You're going to look at this one a little differently. Trailblazers here, home to the Kings. Kings 14, total 235.
Yeah, the Blazers really stink. And had I looked at this chart before I gave out my pick for the show, I might have looked a little differently. I've been doing a lot of technical analysis preparing for baseball season since we don't have anything to really go off of except for, basically some technical analysis, which always served me well on Wall Street. So I've kind of been doing the same thing with some of these sports betting predictions. And you can see, based upon the money flow and the money movement of the teams, you can look at typical patterns like double bottoms, double tops, all of these sort of things, and how generally the team performs in those sort of situations in relation to the chart. And I'd have to say this Blazers chart, pretty ugly. They're the 25th least profitable team in the NBA. If you bet $10 on the Blazers on the spread every game this season, you're down a tidy $102.60. That's the hard way of doing it, $10 at a time. Nothing fun about that. But the thing is, the Kings, as good as they are, they certainly don't cash as much as you think. The Kings, for a team with their record, the third best record in the Western Conference, if you bet $10 on them every game, you're only up $30. So it's not like these guys are blowing it out of the water either, which means that the odds makers generally catch up to them every time that they show any kind of breakout performance here. So with the Kings on a technical basis, when we've seen this pattern from them where they've coming off of kind of this double top, the step down is fairly steep, and we're only about halfway there as far as this is concerned. So I would say you bet against the Kings, not just this game, but their next game as well.
All right, so Mitch says just to take this big move here to the on this line here, Trailblazers here plus the 14 at some points, maybe a bit too many points here. It says Mitch here in this one. A Portland team, obviously, as we said in the previous segment, it's a lot of role players, G leaguers. They're sitting there starting five. It's been a disappointing season there for Billups and company there. Also, a few of their notable bench players out again.
The chart suggests that in Kings games in general that the lines adjust for these sort of things. So it's irrelevant to any of that stuff when you're doing technical analysis and just looking at charts. I would say that it's irrelevant to that. It's certainly not my top play of the day. It's not my best play because the other side of the chart, the Blazers chart is pretty ugly too. But we're at ultimate support here for the Blazers. This is as low as they've been all season long on their chart. So it's they've hit this bottom a couple times, but if they bust through this bottom, they might not win another game the rest of the season. So I would stay tuned on that one as well. But I think for me, what we see here from the Kings and what we've seen from them before and what we've seen from them historically is when they lose in bunches, and that's where they're kind of at right now. They're about halfway down the mountaintop, So if you bet the Kings every single game this season, despite the big winning record, you're up $30, and if you watch my two baseball videos that I did today, I talk a lot more about this type of analysis and looking at the most profitable and least profitable teams from last season and exactly how they got there and how you could ride some of these situations. Even when they're down, it's a buying opportunity. And when they're up, it might be a selling opportunity, and how to identify those. It's something I'm going to do daily at Pick Dogs going forward throughout every sport. show people how to use technical analysis, which doesn't always work, of course. Nothing always works, but it certainly is a good indication, because we can see, especially on these long-term baseball charts from the entire season last year. Baseball is a long season, so you really get some good data to work with. You can see these charts and these teams just bouncing off these supports one after another. So and you guys, so if you guys watch those videos that I did, you'll see it. You'll see it on both the teams that are most profitable. You'll see from the teams that are least profitable, and you'll see, I think a good chart to look at heading into this season is the Chicago Cubs, which was a line straight up at the end of the season. And a line straight up is a good thing. It doesn't mean it's going to go up forever, but it does mean it does not see any resistance ahead.
There you go. Mitch here on Trailblazers plus 14 against the Kings. Late night game here, 10 Eastern time. All right, Mitch, want you to let everybody know what's happening over at Pick Dog Sports Chat Place as well. Lots happening here as we head into a baseball season.
Yeah, I'm gonna start digging into some different types of content like I've been talking about here, and show people different types of analysis that they can do. I'm gonna also, show people more of our betting tools. And then a lot of the stuff that we're doing, I'm not allowed to talk about, but I will talk about it as soon as I'm allowed to talk about it. You guys will be the first ones to know, and you know that it's killing me that I'm not able to talk about it because I already signed the NDA. And if I wouldn't have signed it first, I would have told you guys, and then I would have signed it. That's how I do things.
All right. That's how he does it. Boy, I put up this chat thinking, boy, they're being easy tonight. All right, Mitch. It's always great having you on the show. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Absolutely. If there's anything you guys want to see at Pick Dogs or anything you're sick of, let us know. We're working on tweaking the morning show. I think we're you're gonna see some big changes there as well.
All right, looking forward to that, guys. Remember to check out the morning show, 10 a.m. Eastern times. Like, subscribe, set notifications. So Mitch is on live. You're live with him to get the best numbers on those plays. All right, Mitch, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. Have a great opening day.
I hope too.
Go Canes!
Yes, right. The Canes. Canes indeed. Been big money. Oh, what? We got you here, right? We'll talking to you after the game's over. Initial thoughts.
Oh, go Canes.
There you go. You got it. Go Canes. We got to go.
All Florida final. All South Florida final.
There you go. All South Florida final there. There you go. From Mitch. All right, Mitch, have a great night. Mitch here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Big Al McMordie is next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, a great top unit producer of the first 2 years over at Pick Dogs. Fantastic work from Big Al. So let's get him in right now. Big Al, how's it going?
Pretty good. Yeah, I would like to echo Mitch's thoughts. I would love to see Miami win the tournament this year.
It'd be great to see. Great to see Larry get rewarded for this performance this year from this team. Tonight we go to the Jazz and the Spurs, 8 Eastern time. Jazz favored here by 4, total 234.
Not 4 anymore, unfortunately. The line's down to 2.5, 3. Just our luck, right? But
yep.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the San Antonio Spurs side. They were just blown out by 44 points. Boston crushed them 137-93. And for me, it's a knee-jerk reaction. When a team loses by more than 40 points in the NBA, you either take them the next game or you lay off the game. You don't go against them. Going back, what is it now, 33 years, teams off losses by more than 40 points. They've covered 58.1%. Including 63 and 41 ATS when not getting 7 or more points, and that's the situation here. The Spurs already upset Utah once this season here in the Alamo City. They've dominated Utah in San Antonio. They're 38 and 15 with 2 pushes. ATS their last 55, including 9 and 1 ATS. Their last 10 as a home underdog versus the Jazz. It's San Antonio or nothing for me.
All right, Big Al here on San Antonio, plus the points now about at 3 in some place. Let's see what we got here. Looks like 3. There are some 2.5s in places, as Big Al was saying. There has been a bit of a move here. Obviously, it's going to refer to the fact that we are now can confirm here that Markkanen is out here for the Jazz. Markkanen, Sexton, Olenek, Gay, Clarkson. I think the Jazz realize their chances of making the 10 seed pretty dim right now.
Yes, and so is San Antonio.
San Antonio. Mission accomplished for San Antonio.
Correct. That's absolutely correct. Oh boy, yeah. I actually didn't even realize it. I just noticed last night that they changed the NBA lottery rules in 2019, and it's now the bottom three teams now get an equal chance all the way out to the number 4 spot instead of the number 3 spot. So that's good.
Yeah. This should be good to see here, see how these teams can improve themselves. And of course, Papa. Last year we were talking about Pop. Maybe is it the last year, but it doesn't look that way. He looks like he's in for the long haul here. Spurs plus the points.
I was going to say they just elected Tony Parker, Popovich, and Becky Hammond all got into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, very good.
So it's like a Spurs trifecta.
That's right. Spurs trifecta coming in. Spurs plus 3 or 2.5. Do your shopping. Get the best numbers here against the Jazz. This one have a start time here, 8 Eastern time. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Print for tonight's action. Of course, we got 10 games here on the NBA. A few on the ice heading into a start of Major League Baseball. We see the great results here from college basketball. We have an NIT final coming up as well as, again, the Final Four and Finals game still set to go. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I've already posted an NIT tournament winner for tomorrow's championship game. I've got 3 plays today in the NBA, all in a triple pack. I'll have at least 1, maybe even 2 NHL plays tomorrow that I've got circled. I like tomorrow's hockey card a good deal. And I'll have 1 play in the Final Four on Saturday.
There you go, guys. Get on board with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results here. Why don't you get on with that long-term pass, that 1-month pass to get you all Big Al's premium plays for a month. The rest of we'll take the NBA into the playoffs as well as hockey for this 30-day period. Of course, is in action in Major League Baseball. Big Al, you need a few days, right? Or maybe a week or so?
Yeah, more than a week. Just for me, I like the pitchers to get at least 2 starts under their belt. So usually that's 10 to 15 days before that happens. Just personal preference. I don't want to rely on last year's pitching data. I'd rather see what they're doing this year.
What are you looking for with these rule changes? I mean, the pitching clock, the shifts, and anything that stood out to you?
No, I mean, as a fan, I'm just glad. I think it'll be a much more enjoyable game. As far as from a gambling standpoint, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't think anyone can predict for certain, so that's another good reason why you might want to wait to see the scoring go up, the scoring go down. What happens. I mean, I don't think anyone has any idea. You might have an idea, but I don't think anyone knows for sure.
Yeah, that's really close to see. Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was looking at some of the preseason games. It seemed to me that these veteran starters seem to they like that rhythm. You always hear about you can't break their rhythm. They'll be able to stay in a little bit more rhythm now with this clock.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely true. But again, I think each pitcher is different.
Yeah.
They each have their own idiosyncrasies with, I mean, I can't imagine. What's the guy's name that I can't stand watching? He puts his arms out, the reliever.
Oh, yes, that's right.
He looks like a bird.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are these guys going to do? they have to, get all their shit done and,
I don't know. At least Howard Broski's not in the league anymore. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Remember him?
God, I used to like watching. Yeah, the Mad Hungarian.
Yes, the Mad Hungarian.
Yeah.
Well, those were the days. All right, Big Al.
Yeah.
Have a so great night. I think we're off tomorrow, right? We'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I've got a doctor's appointment, but I'll be back on. And then Wednesday, I don't know. It's spring break for my kids, so we're traveling on Wednesday. So maybe on Wednesday, but at the latest Thursday.
You got it. Have a great time with your family,
Thanks, Tom.
And we'll catch up with you next week.
Okay. Talk to you later. Good luck.
Yeah, you too. Big Al McMordie here on the Drive Thru. Guys, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Up next is Wayne Scott. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, Wayne, you can catch him. He does come in, and during the week, you'll catch him with the Jay on his jam session. Also, you can catch him on the weekend show. Bring him in right now. Wayne, what's happening? We lost your sound there, Wayne. So we got no sound there from Wayne. We'll get back to Wayne if he can get his connection back, but there's no sound from Wayne. So let's continue on here, and we'll go on to the Skype world and bring in Al Ninos to catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's bring in Al Ninos right now. I know he's looking forward to the baseball season because he likes the baseball. So let's get him. Of course, he was wearing his Dodgers shirt. He's getting ready here for the start of baseball. So I think we're going to roll here with Al Ninos here in a second. Let's get him in right now. Al Ninos, Skype world. Al, what's happening?
Doing good. How are you doing, Tony?
Doing great. All right. Yeah, I see the Dodgers shirt. You're getting ready for baseball here as we're starting the season tomorrow. It's rain. It's been raining out here in Southern California, although we'll see how it goes. It should be overnight. We should be able to get the game in tomorrow. Thunder and Pistons you're going to be looking at here. The Thunder, big favorites as you can expect. Boy, that was a tough one last night to lose a total 228.
Yeah, tough one last night, and it might not be much prettier tonight. I mean, back to back without their best player here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was questionable earlier. He's now confirmed out of the lineup, and again, I just think they're just laying way too many points without him. Worked out for us yesterday, and I don't know why we would jump off it tonight, getting almost 10 points here. The Pistons, probably not the most exciting team to back, but without SGA on the court, I think they can keep it competitive. If not, pull another upset off. I mean, the Thunder, not much of not huge, not a team we like to back as favorites. Even with him playing now, laying double digits without him is just not a spot I want to be. Sure, they could end up blowing the Pistons out, but I'd much rather be on the points here with Detroit. So give me the Pistons plus 9.5.
All right, now Ninos says Pistons plus 9.5 here against the Thunder. I know heading into our last spot, actually now we can say that the Pistons have covered 6 of their past 10 with rest advantage. This is a spot they're coming in with some advantage here against the Thunder. Never comfortable laying points here with this Thunder team. But then again, you're looking at a Detroit team that's probably going to be some role players, some G-Leaguers in there because you're no Bogdanovich, no Burks, no Diallo, no McGruger, no Stewart. You do have Hayes and Ivy in there. Bagley is somebody who's had his issues with Sacramento now here with Detroit. Wiseman's in there, another player on rehab. I call these guys like rehab, trying to revitalize their careers. I guess Detroit's the stopping ground for those players.
And maybe to send them there to toughen up a little bit. But, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Again, it's not like the Thunder are a team that blow you out, again, even with their best player on the court. So it doesn't really matter who's going up against them. They might not win this game, but I just don't see anybody getting blown out, by this Thunder lineup. So I'll gladly take anywhere near double digits with any team against this lineup right here.
Yeah, no SGA. That's a big loss there because the Spurs, the Thunder, they have issues shooting the basketball, and their best guy out. Pistons plus 9.5 against the Thunder. This one to have a start time here of 8 Eastern time. All right, Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, 10 from the NBA, a few on the ice as well. Heading to baseball starting tomorrow. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, I already have a couple of baseball plays out, but I have 3-pack, two NBA, 1 NHL. Got my $15 play in the NBA and an extra play in the NHL for everyone, the long-term passes. So make sure you grab one of those or the 2-for-1 cap specials.
That's right, guys. Get over with Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Action tonight here on the board. Wednesday NHL alley-oop play as well. It's $15 premium pick. And of course, remember the long-term passes, 7, 3, 7, or 30 all sports pass. Get all of his premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to his handicapper page, make the purchase. Promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off. All right, Ninos, as always, great having you on the show. Have some great evening. We'll hope to catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Tony. Have a good one.
You got Ninos here on the drive-through. Again, guys, you miss a pick. We're going to recap at the end of the show. Let's see if we can get to Wayne back here. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Bring in Wayne Scott right now. He does do some guest appearances on that NBA show with Jay, the live show here at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll bring in Wayne right now so we can get your connection. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? You can hear me?
I can hear you great. All right, here we go tonight.
All right.
7:40 Eastern Time. These Knicks at home against the Heat. The Knicks now up to 4.5-point favorites, total 233.5.
Yes, sir. We're gonna look at this total here in this one, and the Miami Heat are on the back-to-back. They couldn't produce much scoring last night. Going against the Raptors, they set Butler for this game right here. Noticeably, so Miami Heat are 7th. Trying to climb up in that playoff spot, and New York is 5th in the playoff. So, I expect a lot of scoring in this one. Notable injuries in this one. We got Jalen Brunson. So, if Jalen Brunson plays in this one, I definitely like that more. But even without him playing, I just think this is definitely a game where we see this over. This team played twice already. The last 2 games, and both of these times they went over by 20 points in the last 2 of them. The over is 5-1 in the last 6 meetings. The Knicks are fourth and coming off 1 day rest to the over in 28 and 22-1. The Knicks are 18-8, which is second in the league to the over as home favorites, which they are. This Miami Heat team, they haven't been scoring a lot lately, but in the last 3, they are 6th in the league as in three-pointer, which is way better than the 27 that it shows on the season, so they have been getting better at that. And both of these teams are known for defense, but they've been slacking in defense in their last 3. Miami going from second to points allowed to 18th, and the Knicks going from 14th to points allowed to 19th. So all that said, I like the over in this one. I started at 222.5, and I think it's at 223.5 right now. So just shop around to see if you can get on the best line, but I like the over.
Yeah, the over the total. We've seen both teams trending here on the over. I think we were talking about last night with Thibodeau, seemed to getting with the times now, letting these players not being so controlling with these guys, letting them run the court up and down. This is what this NBA league is about now, scoring and shooting. And that's something that the issue that with the Heat, that right? They just has that. They seem to be stuck in the 90s with these low shooting percentages.
Yes, sir. These are two of the slower paced teams, but as you see when they play against each other, they turn the tempo up some, and the Knicks they're in a lot of overs when they're at home, and Miami got to play the tempo. They're going to have to score if they want to win this game, and they need to win this game. So I do think that you see a lot more scoring than them from what you've seen from them recently.
Yeah, now we can confirm Butler in the lineup. He was always leaning toward playing tonight. They sat him yesterday. Still the iffy here on Brunson. Of course, no word yet. This game will start within an hour, so warm-ups in about an hour, maybe 40 minutes from now. We'll get a better word here on Brunson's availability. But we can also confirm here, I think the status here, Lowry was out of this one. Yeah, no, Lowry's still questionable as well. So still some question marks here going into this one.
Yes, sir. Yeah, with that Butler in, that'll definitely help with this over here. I like for Brunson to play, but even without Brunson, I think the Knicks have enough scoring at home to get this one done here.
Yeah, they have gotten indeed quickly. He's been coming through for them as well. Heat Knicks over 223.5. This one to have a start time here, 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. Of course, 10 game card NBA, 3 on the ice on the eve of the start of the Major League Baseball season. Showing profit here in NBA for this year. What do you have going on over at the site?
Over at the site, I just got one play out there today. My make it take an NBA best bet of the day. I'm looking to hit that one again. Hit my last 3 of those. Looking to go ahead and go for 4 in a row. And get ready for this baseball tomorrow. And get ready for the basketball, 2 games tomorrow, and hockey tomorrow. So just stay in touch with everything and get ready for the slate tomorrow. Light card for me today.
My card tonight from Wayne, so get on board with Wayne. Scott over at Pick Dogs. A premium take it to the bank. A game of the day here from the NBA. He does have a $15 premium play up there, but the long-term passes, you don't want to get that 30-day pass. Get all of Wayne's premium plays for 30 days. Covers all the NBA into the first round of the NBA playoff series. NHL as well. Start of baseball for 30 days. And, of course, the remainder of college basketball, right? The NIT final, the Final Four, NCAA men's basketball championship game. Lots of coverage here with that play as well. And of course, you may also get an occasional fight pick. He likes boxing, the sweet science from Wayne as well in there as well. So guys, keep an eye on it. Use the promo code PICK at checkout and you'll save 15% off. I always like to hear the word boxing. That's how I grew up watching boxing. There was no MMA when I was a kid.
Yes, sir. Yeah, a lot of fights coming up, man. Outside of the fights, man, all these sports, man. Let's cash in and let's get into it this week.
You got it, Wayne Scott. Wayne, have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yeah, big dog. All right, Tony T.
You got it. Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Reminder, guys, you missed a pick. We're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Rod Zawacky up next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Been good to us here on this show. Remember, the video series, he's part of the Puck Dogs NHL videos as well from you daily here from Rod and Chris. And, of course, Rod is also part of that morning show every day here at 10 a.m. Eastern time, so make sure you tune in. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. Enjoying the Wednesday. Getting ready for baseball. gearing up. We're all digging into numbers and diving into numbers and looking at last year's numbers. And when you look at Big Al, I think that's the way to go, where you just wait for some numbers to pop up. Just watch a couple games and see. I know I'm going to tread lightly. I might have one or two plays, but definitely going to tread lightly for the first couple of weeks of baseball.
Yeah.
See, because you don't know that shot clock, the pitch clock, and that shift. You have to have two guys on the one side, and it's like too many question marks to see what's going to happen. That pitch clock, sure, it may be great for some pitchers, as he said, but some pitchers like to take a little bit longer, and when they're forced to go a little bit faster, things could get really ugly quick.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Let's see how this one rolls. We go to the ice tonight with the Capitals hosting the Islanders here. Islanders short favorites here, total 5.5.
Yeah, you look at this one, and in the video that me and Chris shot, I did take the Capitals in this one, but since then, definitely jumped on the other side. The Islanders stepped up and got themselves a nice win over the Devils. And I figured Varlamov was going to get the start here in this one. They give Sorokin a little bit of a rest. And for me, that just they're not going to happen. They're going to play Sorokin and keep riding him. He's been the hotter goalie, coming off a nice 30-save performance on Monday. As I said, against the Devils, only giving up one goal in that time. And he's been rolling right along, undefeated in regulation in the last 5, 4-0-1 is Sorokin. He's the reason the Islanders are starting to get some wins, and they hold down the first spot in the wild card. And then you get Darcy Kemper, who's going to get the start for the Capitals, and he hasn't been doing so well. He's given up 4 goals in 3 of his last 4 starts. He's got 276 goals against average this season. But you look, the reason why we're going to take the under here is him against the Washington Capitals. He's played lights out. He's 2-0 with a 195 goals against average and 915 save percentage against these Islanders. So I think we got a hot goalies duel on a battle here on our hands in this one. And I like the Islanders, but I also like the under as the better play. Look at the Islanders, 8-3-1 to the under in their last 12, after scoring 5 goals or more in the previous game. But you look at the Capitals, 9-1 to that under in their last 10 when their opponent scores 5 goals or more in the previous game. In the last 7 in Washington, 5-2 to that under. So I think we got a first of 3, if we even get to 3 in this one. It looks like it's going to be 3-2. Yeah, I think take the under 5.5 in this one.
Under 5.5 here with the Islanders and the Capitals here from Rod Zawacky here with his play tonight here on the show. Of course, Rod, looking at these teams here, the Islanders, a team that's at 38. There's 2 games over 500. A lot was expected out of this team. Seems like for a couple years now, right?
Yeah, exactly right. And they're hanging on to that the first wild card spot by a few points. And for me, the reason why I changed is it's tough to beat a team 3 times. Washington's already beaten twice. The Islanders need this win a lot more than the Capitals do. The Capitals look like they're just too far behind now. I don't see them making a push here and snagging that wild card spot. I think the Islanders snagged that wild card spot with the way that they looked on Monday playing against the Devils. Love the under here and the Islanders snag a win.
All right.
And the Capitals, they traded a whole bunch of guys at the deadline, and it made no sense to me why they traded all those guys. They were still right there and in the hunt, and they traded a couple guys over to Boston, and it was surprised me. That was a big surprise move by the Capitals.
Helping them out, maybe salary dump.
Right, maybe.
Yeah. So everybody. Yeah, shaking head.
If you're trying to win, you wouldn't have got rid of those guys. So it's just, I don't know. Got to go with the Islanders here.
All right, and the under 5.5 is the player on the show. This one to start here at 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. Of course, lots on the board tonight here as we have 10 games from the NBA as well as the 3 on the ice. Of course, we're right into into some basketball tomorrow. Of course, start of baseball as well. What do you have going over at the site?
And remember me over at the Pick Dodge Print tonight. I've got a nice 3-pack in the NBA. You can scoop those up. I went 2-0 in the NBA yesterday, looking to keep it rolling with those plays today. Or I've got my top play in the NHL, my $15 NHL Sniper. Dropped a couple of those, so we're looking to get back on track with that one tonight. So head on over, scoop it up. For now's that time. Grab a 3-day, grab a 7-day, grab a 30-day pass, and join me, jump aboard. We got a loaded card. We got baseball starts tomorrow. We got the Final Four. We got the finals of the NIT. And then we got more loaded hockey on the weekend, and there's more loaded hockey on Sunday. So grab a week pass, join me for a week, and let's be up on the bookies. Use that promo code PICK at checkout, save 50% off all your purchases over at PickDogs.com.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Rod Zawacky over at PickDogs.com. PickDogs Premium. And, of course, remember that 30-day pass, 30 days of baseball, the rest of the NBA, a regular season playoff series from NHL. Lots with that 30-day pass. All right, Rod, it's always great having you on the show. We'll talk with you again on Steak Friday, but I know you got a lot going on over at Pick Dogs. We can catch you in the mornings every day at 10 a.m. each time, and, of course, that Puck Dog video series.
Yeah, definitely check me out on the morning show with me, Mitch, and Chris. Definitely have a good time going over the day's card. And also, me and Ruffolo love doing them Puck Dogs videos. Go check those out. Got a nice parlay video going for tomorrow's games. Loaded card tomorrow as well. Those videos will be out soon. Also, check out the Puck Dogs premium section. We're getting hot there and heating up and making some money there as well. So join me and Ruffolo as we have some nice premium picks over there for you guys as well as those videos. So subscribe, the way you get notified when all those videos are dropped, and you can get the best of the number with us.
That's right, guys. And make sure you subscribe, set notifications when those videos drop. You get them right when they come out and get the best numbers. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on Friday.
Definitely. You have yourself a good night, Tony, and we'll see you on Friday.
See you on Friday. Rod Zawacky here on the Drive Thru. Guys, you missed a pick. We're going to recap at the end of the show. Some injury news coming over right now. Looks like Giannis is in the lineup tonight for Milwaukee. Duarte, Halliburton, Hield, Turner out for Indiana. Crowder, Leonard, Middleton out for Milwaukee in that game. And we can also confirm Jalen Brunson is probable. Looks like he's going to play tonight here with that hand issue against Miami in this spot. And, of course, still James questionable tonight here against the Chicago Bulls. And we can now still questionable status here in Embiid and Harden. The big news right now coming over, Kawhi Leonard out. Kawhi Leonard out here for the Clippers tonight here. And, of course, the Memphis with a lot of injury concerns here. Adams out. Jones and Jackson are doubtful. So is Bane doubtful. So, boy, it's going to be John Morant and a lot of bench guys in there tonight. So lots happening in the NBA injury-wise. Let's continue on here on this drive through. Time for Dana Lane. Catch him over at Pick Dodge. We're put up some great numbers here over the past 30 days, past 7 days on the site. So we're bringing Dana right now. I think we're ready to roll with Dana. Dana, what's going on?
Hey, Tony. How you doing, buddy?
Doing awesome. All right, here we go tonight. You're going to be looking at a season win total here from Major League Baseball as it begins tomorrow with the Cubs.
Yeah, I'm so excited about baseball season. You put up the option, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all over it. I've lost a lot of sleep as far as getting ready for the season, but 10:05 tomorrow, it's off and running. I'm very excited. As far as this total is concerned, I love the Cubs over this total, and it's when you're looking at season win totals, it begins with starting pitching to me, and I know that maybe a lot of these names don't jump out at you, but I've watched a lot of spring baseball, and remember how the Cubs finished last year as well. The last 15 games, they won 12 of them, one of the hottest teams in baseball. So I wondered if that kind of momentum would carry over to this season. But to me, it's not, when you're talking about their pitching, it's not about, Kyle Hendricks, and it's not about their top two guys. It's not about Jamison Taillon. It's about their bottom guys. And, mentioned Jamison Taillon, a terrific pickup for them as well. He's going to fit right in there in that third spot in their rotation. But Justin Steele, who will probably pitch being fourth in that rotation behind Taillon, I think this is a kid that is ready to take off. This is his third season in the league. And as you watch his progression, you watch him in spring, he just keeps on getting better and better. He's been a steady contributor to the Cubs since getting picked up in the 5th round of the 2014 draft. Talk about a find for Chicago. And he will be there for most of the year. And then in that 5th spot, Hayden Wesneski, who really was a guy that it was kind of up in the air up until this week, really. I mean, they were trying to decide between Adrian Sampson, who was supposed to maybe be in the running, and, of course, Javier Assad, who also was in the running for a roster spot. But if you watch Wesneski's pitch over the last year and even into the spring, man, he's got a terrific breaking ball that runs away from the right-handed hitters. it looks like a strike about 90% of the way. And I think it looks even sharper in spring. So looking at that rotation, I think the Cubs are not only going to go over that 77.5, but I think they're going to be right at that 500 and maybe a little bit over that 500 mark. It's going to be a matter of whether or not they can score runs. But pitching-wise, even when Kyle Hendricks comes back, and they expect him to be back in about a month, and of course he's been battling that shoulder injury since last summer. He had surgery as well. He's going to be about a month behind, be there somewhere in the month of May. But even when he comes back, I think that staff is going to be kind of an embarrassment of riches, where one of these guys are going to be long relief in the pen, and I think that's going to be the strength of the Chicago Cubs. So if you give me a team does not have a big number to jump over, and I think that they have terrific pitching, I think they're easily going to go over that 77.5.
All right, Danny here on Cubs over 77.5 wins, minus 130. There is the play. Former Dodgers, Eric Karros, Ron Say, of course, they played in LA, played in Chicago, and they said the most difficult, it's very difficult for these players to play in Chicago, come from other teams, because it's tough to hit in April, May in that ballpark because of the wind, the chill, the cold weather. We all know what it's like in April, watching the game. Grew up watching WGN, everybody bundled up there. One time when the sun was hitting, everybody was sitting when we watched those games with the great old announcer there, Harry Carey. But your thoughts here in April, May, and these hitters, if they can really have produce some really good months here.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, I mean, it's not easy to hit either in April and May, depending on the park. And of course, if you're talking specifically about, Jameson Taillon, who hasn't pitched in Chicago, but I mean, keep in mind he's pitched in Pittsburgh and quite a few late season games in New York where it's not exactly balmy either. So I mean, these guys, and Taillon being with the Pirates and played the Cubs more times, and has more times than. He's not exactly brand new to Wrigley Field, so I think you're going to get production out of him. Look, even early on in spring, Tony, it wasn't exactly, sunny weather for about a week or so, in Florida, and both of these guys pitched really well early on, and even as of late, going into that last week, Wesneski against Kansas City, who had a pretty good spring. Boy, he just made them look silly. And I thought, man, these are guys between Wesneski and Steele. These are guys that I think that are really going to exceed expectations. So that's why I look at this as a whole. And yeah, maybe they get off to a slow start, but of course this is about going through September. And 77.5 is not that big of a number. And I look at this rotation, Tony, and I'm like, this is not a rotation that's going to be below 500. I have that much confidence in them.
Here's your starting 10. He's got DH in there: Horner, Swanson, Happ, Bellinger, Mancini, Hosmer, Wisdom, Rios, Barnett, and then on the mound tomorrow will be Marcus Stroman.
Yeah, and to me, when you look at that lineup, I mean, we'll see, obviously what Dansby Swanson brings to the table after that pickup. And it is about Trey Mancini. And I don't think there's a lot of power in this lineup. If you can get Mancini in that 25 to 30 range, boy, I love my pick even more. But, I mean, really you look at, Swanson and maybe Happ is going to get over that 20 homer range. Outside of that, it is going to be, like I said earlier, it's going to be about manufacturing runs for the Cubs. But if they can get, between Swanson and Happ, Mancini, and Bellinger, if you can get in that 20 to 25 range, home run wise, man, you're going to be way over 500 and cash this ticket.
All right, there you go from Dana here. Cubs over 77.5 wins at minus 130. All right, Dana, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. 10 games on the board here. NBA, some hockey as well. Well, a big week here with March Madness, the Final Four and NIT Finals, start of baseball. Great results over the last 7 days. 585 units of profit, also showing good profit here the last 30 days. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Tonight we have 3 games, really a focus starting on baseball, which we'll put up tonight. And the idea is going to be to put up baseball the day before. So we'll be up there for a long time, not just the morning of. And that's what we're going to start doing tonight. 3 games up there tonight, NBA, NHL. We'll go heavy on baseball tomorrow. And, Tony, I just want to remind everybody as well, I mean, obviously the 30-day pack is your best bet. But right now we got the whole season package. Major League Baseball is up there right now, $6.99. You get every selection. That's less than $100 a month, right through the month of September and a few days into October and then into the postseason. I mean, that's a tremendous value. And probably if you're a huge baseball fan, there is no doubt that is the best value on my package screen. So make sure you get involved in that starting tomorrow morning, 10:05 Pacific time, 1:05 on the East Coast. I mean, I'm very confident, as confident as I've ever been going into a Major League Baseball season.
We got almost over a little more than 7 months of baseball, so get on board with that baseball's early bird season pass. It's a great value there over at Pick Dogs Premium to get on board with Dana Lane. Of course, it's a great value there. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off, which is significant, about $105 off that price tag. So great going on right now. Get on board with Dana Lane over at Pick Dogs. We see the great results over the last 7 days, but his Major League Baseball early bird pass is up there right now. So get signed up. A lot of action. Dana, you're pretty heavy into volume, right?
Yeah, I mean, the volume as far as number of plays.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you know what? We'll be picky in the beginning. I don't want to jump right in. I want to be selective to start. I mean, this is a marathon, and the idea is to build bankroll. That's what we're trying to do. And at the end of the year, when you feel at the end of the year, you look back and you're like, okay, well, we built a real nice bankroll, and that we're not trying to do that all in 1 week, but definitely we'll be picky about 3 to 4 games, maybe during the week, and about 3 to 5 on the weekend. So still plenty of action to deal with, but I want to make sure that what I saw in spring and what I saw at the end of last year comes to fruition and is something that I can really hang my hat on moving forward. But coming into May, I mean, yeah, definitely we'll be going full force after we get a month under our belt.
There you go. From Dana Lane, get signed up for that MLB early bird season pass. Covers the entire season as well as postseason. All right, Dana, as always, great having your show. See that success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. I hope you have a great week. Good luck, everyone.
You as well. Dana Lane here on the Drive-Thru. Guys, you missed a pick. We're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive-Thru. Up next, Jay Briggs with an appearance for us here on Wednesday. So let's get Jay in right now. We're looking at an NBA game for tonight here on the board. Let's go over the Skype world with Jay. Jay, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T?
It's going great. All right, here we go tonight. 10 each time. It's a late game on ESPN. Features the Suns at home against the surging Timberwolves. They've got caught a bit of fire here. Suns 5, total 234.5.
Yes, sir. T-Wolves have been playing good here recently with Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards and the guys back in the lineup. I have liked what I've seen from them. I will admit, tonight's not a great spot for the T-Wolves, though. It's going to be their 5th road game in their last 6 games. They're also on a back-to-back. No, they're not. But they're also coming off of playing a really good home team in the Kings, and now they have to face a really great home team in the Suns. I'm still seeing Kevin Durant questionable for tonight, but I do think he plays tonight. And, the Suns team, they're a different team with him in there. The reason they've been kind of struggling because they haven't had him, and they gave away a lot of their pieces, a lot of their rotational players like Bridges, Cam Johnson. They gave those 2 guys to Brooklyn. Now that Kevin Durant's back in the flow of things, I think we do see the Suns return to the team that most of us think is the favorite to win the finals in the Western Conference. I think they beat up on this Timberwolves team. I think the Timberwolves return back to the Timberwolves we've been accustomed to seeing for majority of the season. I like the Suns to win this one pretty comfortable.
So look at the Wolves go back in hibernation here. He's got the Wolves here lay the 5. Suns here lay the 5 against the T-Wolves. Latest here on Durant's been, like I said earlier, expected to play. This is some radio guy on an FM dial saying this. So keep an eye. We'll see how this rolls here. There's still some time. It's a late game. We'll find out late. And of course, that was the word going in that this was the game they were going to point at, and we'll see how that rolls. Of course, this T-Wolves team now 39-37, very much part of the playoff picture right now in the NBA. Of course, the 6th seed is wide open between the 6 and the 11. There's not too many games separating these teams.
Nah, it sure isn't, Tony, man. My Mavs on the outside looking in, so I need a few of these teams to kind of struggle here, Reese, moving forward. Hopefully it's the Timberwolves or the Pelicans.
That's right. But you'll feel more comfortable in that, maybe that 7 spot, right? Just get one win, and then you rest for a little bit. That's the one thing with that 7 seed.
Yep, exactly. So really tight race. Not a whole lot of time left, man. I'm interested to see how things shake down in that Western Conference.
All right, we got Jay here. Suns lay the 5 against the T-Wolves. This one will have a start time here, 10 Eastern time, or late game over on ESPN. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we do have games on the board right now from the NBA 10-game card. NBA 3 on the ice, heading into the eve of Major League Baseball. I think you're going to head into it. You're headed to a game tomorrow. You're going to catch opening day over in Texas. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir, Tony T. Tonight I got 5 plays up there for sale for you guys, all in the NBA. They're all included in my NBA midweek mega pack. So you can scoop all 5 of my plays up in that mega pack. I have a 3-pack for sale as well. And I have my only play sold separately is my $15 NBA Jam Session play. I've hit 4 of my last 5 on that play. Go for 5 of 6 on it tonight. That play is included in the 3-pack and the mega pack. So, if you scoop up one of those, no need to get the Jam Session play on its own. But it's my favorite play on the board. You can scoop it up $15 over at Pick Dogs Premium as we try to stay hot, man, close out this NBA season.
Stay hot with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs. We'll get on board with that Jam Session. Of course, keep an eye on those long-term passes. They offer the best value. Remember, the monthly pass will get you 30 days of premium plays from Jay. The NBA playoffs, the play-in round, the first round of the NBA playoffs in there as well, NHL, and, of course, 30 days of baseball, which opens up again tomorrow. All right, Jay, as always, great having you on the show. Have a great evening. We can catch you on the Jam Session twice, right, on the drop, on the pre-recorded drop, and then you go live here at 4 Eastern Time. Who's going to be your guest for tomorrow?
Actually, no show tomorrow, as I will be.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'll be at the Rangers opening day game tomorrow. It starts exactly at 3, so I won't be able to have an afternoon show. It's only 2 games tomorrow. Yeah, so it's not the end of the world. I'll cook them up on the early one in the morning per usual, so you'll still see me tomorrow on the Jam Session. Originally, we got a really good game, Bucks Celtics tomorrow, and then I think Pelicans Nuggets as well. So I'll cook them up for you guys tomorrow morning. Catch it as it drops, probably around 9 a.m. My time. So you can catch it in the morning. It'll drop, and then I'll be back with the live Jam Session on Friday, regular time, 3 Central, 4 Eastern, as I usually am live on that every day. But I got to go catch my Rangers tomorrow, opening day, see what they talking about.
Okay, catch the Ranger. Have a great day at the park, and we'll talk with you again here on Friday.
Yes, sir, Tony T. See you on Friday.
You got it, Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Guys, reminder, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap here at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Thanks for everyone in the chat contributions there. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's get down to my play here. We're going to be looking at this one tonight here between the 76ers and Mavericks. The Mavericks here, we're getting 4, but I'm getting some news here about both Embiid and Harden, and I like it even more. I'm going to get 7 now because it looks like Embiid and Harden are going to play tonight. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. So I will be on the underdog here. Give me the game here tonight between the Mavericks. I'll take the Mavericks here plus the 7 in this one. So we know both. We got Doncic and we got Kyrie Irving in the lineup, and you just got to be competitive in this game, right? And Embiid is dealing with that really sore foot, and that kept him out of that game at Denver. I know he was hearing a lot of noise about that, but his cap situation may be in here tonight. But still, I'm gonna take this Mavericks team. I know they had a big win there against Indiana. They did catch the Pacers without Halliburton, Hill, Duarte, and Turner. But now that I'm getting 7, I knew this line would jump up. If there was the injury, if Embiid and Harden played, looks like that's going to be the case. But still, I'll be here on the plus 7 here with the Dallas Mavericks. Here, we'll go ahead and change the banner for those of you that are watching but not listening. We'll go ahead and do that. Indeed, I think we got people that like that as well. Even more points, he'll take it. Darren Turner, and Darren Turner also says T-Wolves faith a star player returning. That's an angle I like as well, and I like that one because. And also too, Durant is on a limit. You have to expect, right, that Durant might be here on a limit restriction. I think that might be the case in this one. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and change my banner just so those that are watching. Some people, I understand people could be working. They have the show on, but they can't really see us talk or hear us talk. I had people tell me that before. So let me just go ahead and get my game in here so I can put it on the screen. But yeah. even more points, I'll take it. I'm glad it happened right at this time. Yeah, Mavericks here plus the 7. I think Darren Turner likes that play as well. And of course, I appreciate everybody's chat contributions there in the chat room today. Always great to hear from you guys. Let's see what else we've got here. That's what we got from the chat. Okay, very good. All right, guys, check out Pick Dog's Room tonight. I have over at Pick Dog's Room tonight, I've got a best bet here from the NBA. My best bets have been hitting really well over here over at Pick Dogs. And I've got an NBA best bet tonight. I've been focusing on the NBA with my best bet, and that's what I've been hitting on, because I know the NCAA tournament was strong, but most of my best bets in the past 3 days have come from the NBA, because I just felt there were value in that marketplace for a best bet, because all eyes on the NCAA tournament, and of course those lines are tight. We'll continue on with our NBA success here on the best bet. That's why I'll roll here. So G Money says the Suns team have been playing together. We'll close out the fourth quarter. I think KD sits the fourth. See, that's also a possibility, right? There could be some minutes restriction there on Kevin Durant. That was the talk, at least when I was researching this game. Of course, Durant's still in question mark here. We'll see how that rolls, and we'll see how he goes. I know someone was mentioning that, Durant loves his points per game average. He'll work on it. I don't know, in a situation coming back from a 10 game absence. I don't know if that will apply here. That's the one thing here. Still expected to play. It's still some time before this game starts anyway, but I don't think that's going to be. I don't think that would be an issue there about the points per game. I know that he likes that, but especially if they restrict him. Almost 30 point a game night. He's not in the MVP discussion whatsoever. So I think that's how we'll look at that one. All right, guys, that'll do it for here. For this, that'll do it here. Let's get to the recap. All right, let's get to the recap, and let's show you the plays from today's show. All right, Chris was on some bonus triple-double plus 330 odds. Mitch played the Trailblazers plus 14 against the Kings. Big on McMordie. Spurs plus the 4 against the Jazz. Wayne liked the Heat. Knicks over 223.5. Ninos, Pistons plus 9.5 here against the Thunder. Rod was on Islanders, Capitals under 5.5. Dana says take the Cubs over 77.5 wins at minus 130. We've got Jay on the Suns, lay the 5 against T-Wolves. I've got Mavericks now at plus 7 with the news here of Harden, Angel, Embiid playing. And the one I like the most in this one, let's see which one I like the most here. I like that overheat Knicks, the way the Knicks are playing, and I'll look at that. Right, Butler looks like he'll go online. Speaking of who's playing, let's just give you a quick recap here on the injury report, as we can now confirm, yes, Embiid in, so is Harden in, and Nick Ntilikina out here for Dallas. Not a really big name there. Kleber still in question. For the Lakers, looks like James still the question mark here for the Lakers. Mo Bamba is out. He'll be the only one out. Looks like Russell is also probable. So that's your update there on the Lakers. On the Bulls side, Drummond out. Green is still questionable. Utah and San Antonio. San Antonio going to miss a lot. Looks like pretty much they're starting, not the starting 5, but much of the rotation out. Clarkson, Gay, Markin, and Olenek, Sexton out. On the Spurs side, Birch, Johnson, Sokan, Vassell out there. On the Detroit OKC game, SGA out for OKC. Waters also out on the Detroit side. Bogdanovich, Burks, Diallo, McGruger, Stewart out. Clippers and the Memphis. This was the news of the afternoon. One of the part of the news here from the afternoon early on. Kawhi Leonard out. Kawhi Leonard out for the Clippers. Morris, George, Boston also out for the Clippers. On the Memphis side, no Adams, no Zaire Williams, Tyus Jones, Jackson, Bain are both doubtful. Vinny Williams, Tillman, and Konkar here are questionable. That's Memphis' side. Minnesota and the Suns. We didn't talk much about the injury report here. We talked about Durant, but on the Minnesota side, Matt Ryan out, but we've got Prince, Noel, and Anderson questionable. Towns and Edwards probable. So that's the big news there. Edwards, Towns probable. Kings and the Trailblazers. You guys know the Trailblazers situation, but the Kings are a clean injury report. Trailblazers are pretty much sitting there starting 5 and their 2 top bench players. So it's pretty much role players and G Leaguers there on that side. And of course, let's see what some of the folks in the chat room before we let you go have to say. He'd always play the Knicks strong, says G Money. Darren Turner there with the Spurs plus 4, likes the over 233. G Money on the Bucks spread, Lakers spread. How do you pick a winner? The Grizzlies Clipper. That one's impossible. He thinks it's impossible. It's tough to pick that one, right? It is tough there with a lot of injuries on both sides. I just think the impact injuries are more on the Clipper side. George, Leonard, Morris out. this one. Looks like Norman Powell's in, but Powell's kind of out of his element. Actually, he's not in the starting lineup, but he'll probably come off the bench. So for the Clippers, Westbrook, Gordon, Mann, Batum, and Zubac, your starting 5 for the Clippers. On the Memphis side, Morant, Kennard, Brooks, Roddy, and possibly Tillman. But yeah, lots of injuries on both sides there. And I think that's how we looked at that one here. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru, guys. Put that board up there again. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. We'll be back here again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place. And, of course, we'll give out the plays for you guys in real time. Don't forget to always get started here at 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. You got Mitch, Chris, and Ron, and Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Also, the betting tool shows up and running, as well as Ron Romanelli's rundown, college basketball, NIT final. Of course, don't forget the baseball rundown. Jay with his NBA rundown, just 2 games for tomorrow, but he'll be up there with him. Javon with his parlay video. And, of course, don't forget David Racy with his short series. And, of course, we got Mills and Brad with their UFC show when the UFCs are airing. All right, that's going to do it here for our show. I'd like to thank everyone for